So why would you get trapped in a relationship with a gaslighter? Why would you put yourself in that position? Why would you be with someone that demeans you, underestimates you, questions your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, questions pretty much your existence, and makes you feel like you're going crazy? Why would you choose to be with a person like that? So this video is going to focus on how people get trapped in a relationship with a gaslighter. I'm going to be using my personal experience, but I'm also going to be giving some general advice. I will also go through the thoughts and emotions that usually happen during that relationship, and of course, a few ways to deal with it. So first of all, oh, and by the way, stick with me to the end of this video because I want to show you the most common denominator of why we enter into a relationship with a gaslighter. So, first of all, if you have no idea who I am, welcome to the G spot, the gaslighting spot. This is where we talk about everything that has to do with gaslighting, emotional abuse, all the thoughts and emotions that go through it, whether you're questioning your sanity, your reality, your emotions, your thoughts, all the good stuff. My name is Olympia, and what I like to do, I like to dissect that pretty little brain of yours to see what makes you tick, but also what makes you talk. So again, welcome to the G spot. I have created a Facebook group, a safe place where we can all share our experiences. I will link it below. Before I continue, help a girl out by smashing that subscribe button and ringing that bell for your weekly Thursday videos. But for now, let's see who left the gaslight on. So first of all, how do you get trapped in a relationship with a gaslighter? Again, why would you choose to be with someone that demeans you? All right, so here's the thing. Gaslighters, and I've said this in my video on how to gaslight, use a technique called love bombing. Again, I've done a video on love bombing. Check it out and to see a bit more detailed of what love bombing is. But they start with love bombing. What is love bombing? They basically make you believe that what you have is so special, is so unique. I mean, Nicholas Sparks should be making a movie about your relationship. They will send gifts. They will over text, over call. They will promise things that are a bit weird to promise in the beginning of a relationship, such as, you are the one, I can imagine having kids with you, I would jump in front of a bus for you, and you're kind of dating only a month. So you get all this attention, which obviously you love. And especially if you're attracted to people like gaslighters and love bombing, you'll notice that it usually feeds off an insecurity we have, a need for being validated by others and seeking attention. So you get this dose, this hit of pleasure, that you are worth it, that you are unique, that someone wants you and loves you. And then slowly, the gaslighter starts putting these seeds of doubts, like I say. They start questioning whether things happen. They will tell you that you're making things up, you're overreacting, and suddenly, like I like to say, the relationship goes from walking on sunshine to walking on eggshells. Now, how does this happen? This happens gradually. And you need the honeymoon phase, you need the love bombing, because that's how the gaslighter keeps you into your relationship. They make you think that that part of the relationship is kind of fizzled out, but there's a chance that it will return. You crave that hit, that love bombing hit that you got in the beginning of your relationship. And that's what keeps you trapped in such a relationship. Now, the more this goes on with the gaslighter, the more you rely on the gaslighter himself to tell you what you think and what you feel. Of course, if this happened immediately, you would consider the person to be crazy. You would think like, who the hell do you think you are? Like to question what I feel and what happened. But by doing love bombing, they establish this trust and they establish this sense of stability, especially the sense of stability that that person is always there for you. And the moment they got you hooked, that's when they start doing the gaslighting techniques. That's when they start employing techniques such as negging, which is basically complimenting you but insulting you at the same moment. Like, for example, hey, black makes you look slimming. I didn't know you started the gym. So you're thinking, okay, so he thinks I lost weight, but did that mean that he thought I was fat before? Or things such as you tell a joke and you make the gaslighter laugh, and he says to you, "Hey, I didn't know you could be funny. I'm just so used to your bland, boring character." So you don't really know how to react to those things. That's another thing that keeps you trapped into a relationship. Continuing on that, why do we stay in relationship with gaslighters? This feeds off, especially for women, but I think it applies to men sometimes too. By the way, just because I'm using romantic relationships as an example here does not mean that this doesn't apply to friendships, family, work, but let's just stick to romantic right now. So another reason why we keep in these gaslighting relationships and we feel trapped is because we are fulfilling a lifelong prophecy. The instilled message that Disney and the society has given us that we can change a person, that we can make the bad boy into a prince, that we can make the gaslighter who they were when they love bombed us. So we keep trying not only to change them, and by trying to change them gaslighting us and us losing a bit more of our character every single day, and we try and change them and believe that we can return them to that person, when in fact it was never them to start with. Harsh truth time. It was just one of those techniques they employ in order to suck you in. So how do you deal with this? First of all, I'm wearing gray. And in one of my videos, I talked about the gray rocking method. So the thing with gaslighters is that they feed off your thoughts and your emotions. They feed off your reactions. Now, if you have to deal with a gaslighter, if you are honestly trapped in a relationship, and when I say trapped, I mean, for example, you're sharing custody with your kids, or you cannot leave due to financial reasons. I mean, you could stop the romantic part of that, but if you have to coexist or at least to come in contact with your gaslighter, there's such thing called the gray rocking method, the gray rock method. And what is that? That is that you become so boring, so passive that the gaslighter has nothing to feed off of. Now, this is very hard, and it's very hard to compartmentalize it, because when you start doing it to the gaslighter, there is a big debate out there in the scientific community that this could translate to the rest of your life. So you could become passive to the rest of your life. So when the gaslighter for example, says, "You're overreacting," or "You're being dramatic," your response is, "Okay." You do not say no, you do not say yes, you just, okay. If they say, for example, that what you said never happened, sure. That will drive, first of all, the gaslighter crazy. Because like I said, the gaslighters feed off of that emotion, off of that thought that you put through them, that you throw at them. Now, if you feel trapped in a relationship with a gaslighter, you mostly likely feel that you cannot be yourself. Most likely, things that you enjoyed, you don't enjoy anymore. Trapped in a relationship with a gaslighter is very much like depression, because when you're being gaslighted for an extended period of time, you kind of lose sense of who you are. You may like the same movies as a gaslighter because you know that makes him happy or makes her happy. You may start not liking the movies that you used to like just because you know that the gaslighter doesn't like them. Now, of course, people may think that this is being weak and being shallow, but that's not really the case, because it all started out with you being a very strong person, and then via love bombing, taking that strength away, but you're not really realizing it. And because you're a good person and you're kind and compassionate, you want to satisfy the person you love. You want to be there for them. You want to make them happy. But the problem with the gaslighters is that it's a one-way street. They're not going to reciprocate. Harsh truth time. So feeling that you don't know who you are in that relationship, feeling that you're questioning every single emotion you have. You're thinking, well, am I really angry? Should I be angry? Am I overreacting? I've done a lot on the 20 most common gaslighting phrases people use. I've done on how to gaslight someone. It's just, sometimes you have to visit the dark side to see it from their point of view. So I've gone over, let's recap. I've gone over how you would get trapped into a relationship. That's love bombing. How to deal with it, you could do gray rocking. If you don't have to stay with the gaslighter, unfortunately, there's only one choice, and that choice is, do you choose yourself or do you choose them? Are you willing to sacrifice what you have, who you are, to satisfy them, or do you put yourself first? Now, that is something completely up to you. And if you choose the second, which I believe was a gaslighter one, but if you choose to stay with your gaslighter, harsh truth time, you're not allowed to complain about it. You're not allowed to bitch about it. I know it's hard, but at the end of the day, it comes to that simple choice: you or them. Now, if you choose you, that means you have to leave. That means you have to go back to whatever life you had left. Because chances are, if you have been with a gaslighter for a long time, you don't really have a life. You've kind of sucked their life, but you haven't sucked their life out. You're just kind of like a parasite next to them. So you're feeding off everything they are feeling and magnifying it, because they make you magnify it. So chances are that you won't have a lot of life left. So you have to go back to a shell, that shallow shell of yours. This sounds really sad, I know, but this is personal experience. So you have to go back and slowly start to find yourself again. Try different things. See, if you don't know what movies you like, that's fine. Try all the movies. If you don't know what kind of food you like, or if you liked the food in the past and decided suddenly you don't like it because your gaslighter never liked it, try them again. It's scary having to recreate an entire life. It's scary because it feels like you're starting over. And worse, it feels like it's kind of fake because you've been immersed so much into the reality of the gaslighter, you've forgotten your own reality. But if you feel trapped in a relationship, the fact that it's called trapped means something, and it means that you're being held against your will. And ironically, that will is your will, not the gaslighter. The gaslighter is not making you stay. Yourself, your ego, your belief that you can change that person, that's what's making you stay. So I know this video was a bit harsh. I know I do give a lot of harsh truth times. But I believe that sometimes we can't sugarcoat certain things. And gaslighting, hence the G-spot, but gaslighting is something that unfortunately is very serious. It's a type of emotional abuse, psychological violation that, unlike other types of abuse, doesn't have scars, doesn't have bruise. So you can't sugarcoat such a thing. Now, if you like what I said, and if you haven't already, make sure to smash the subscribe button and ring that bell for your weekly Thursday videos. Make sure to join my Facebook group. I will link it below, the gaslighting spot, the G spot, where we share stories about our gaslighting experiences. And that's it, folks.